Brad Kruger from Success Beyond Luck, and I'm a certified gay business coach and consultant located in Burien, Washington. Hey, check out my website. I've got lots of free resources to help you pivot, better manage your cash flows, and just in general, realize success on your terms. Yay, Pride.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barnett. I own a company called Gentle Frog in Bellevue, Washington. It's an accounting firm that teaches people how to use QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. I'm a member of both the GSBA and the LGBT community. During the month of June, I'll be offering fellow members training appointments for a flat fee of $25 per appointment. Happy Pride!
My name is Nat Stratton-Clark, and I'm the owner of Cafe Flora, Florette at SeaTac, and our up-and-coming Flora Bakehouse. Being a trans business owner in Seattle means I make every effort to build and support a proud and diverse community of staff and guests. This year, Pride is different, so it feels more important than ever to celebrate with our community. To do this, Pride weekend, along with our regular takeout service, will be selling rainbow cakes and colorful cocktails. A portion of the profits will be donated to an organization that means a lot to me, the Trans Justice Fund.
With Elsom Cellars in Soto, Seattle. We are an ally-owned urban winery and tasting room. We are now open Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. and available for online and phone orders. From now through the end of July, we are donating $2 for every bottle of the Adventure Uncorked wine to the GSBA Scholarship Fund. We hope to see you soon, and happy Pride.
My small business is called Conquer Peru. I specialize in providing expert travel advice, custom itineraries.
I'm Brad Kruger from Success Beyond Luck, and I'm a certified gay business coach and consultant located in Burien, Washington. Hey, check out my website. I've got lots of free resources to help you pivot, better manage your cash flows, and just in general, realize success on your terms. Yay, Pride.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barnett. I own a company called Gentle Frog in Bellevue, Washington. It's an accounting firm that teaches people how to use QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. I'm a member of both the GSBA and the LGBT community. During the month of June, I'll be offering fellow members training appointments for a flat fee of $25 per appointment. Happy Pride!
My name is Nat Stratton-Clark, and I'm the owner of Cafe Flora, Florette at SeaTac, and our up-and-coming Flora Bakehouse. Being a trans business owner in Seattle means I make every effort to build and support a proud and diverse community of staff and guests. This year, Pride is different, so it feels more important than ever to celebrate with our community. To do this, Pride weekend, along with our regular takeout service, will be selling rainbow cakes and colorful cocktails. A portion of the profits will be donated to an organization that means a lot to me, the Trans Justice Fund.
With Elsom Cellars in Soto, Seattle. We are an ally-owned urban winery and tasting room. We are now open Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. and available for online and phone orders. From now through the end of July, we are donating $2 for every bottle of the Adventure Uncorked wine to the GSBA Scholarship Fund. We hope to see you soon, and happy Pride.
My small business is called Conquer Peru. I specialize in providing expert travel advice, custom itineraries, and stress-free travels to Peru. As an ally of LGBTQ, I am offering 10% discounts on all the tours and packages I provide. My team and I would like you to come with us and have a trip of a lifetime experience. Muchas gracias.
At State Roofing, we love roofers, roofing, and helping our customers save money. Right now, you can get zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments on a new roof for 1 full year. Estimates are free. Go online to stateroofing.com to get started today.
Hi, my name is Meryl. I've been a professional photographer in Seattle for 25 years, formerly with the Seattle Post-Intelligencer. And now I come to you to do portraits and event photography and a lot of business photography. I specialize in portraiture, people in action, events, and I work for a lot of small businesses showing what you do. Contact me and we'll talk about how I can help you look your best.
I'm Kruger from Success Beyond Luck, and I'm a certified gay business coach and consultant located in Burien, Washington. Hey, check out my website. I've got lots of free resources to help you pivot, better manage your cash flows, and just in general, realize success on your terms. Yay, Pride.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barnett. I own a company called Gentle Frog in Bellevue, Washington. It's an accounting firm that teaches people how to use QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. I'm a member of both the GSBA and the LGBT community. During the month of June, I'll be offering fellow members training appointments for a flat fee of $25 per appointment. Happy Pride!
My name is Nat Stratton-Clark, and I'm the owner of Cafe Flora, Flora at SeaTac, and our up-and-coming Flora Bakehouse. Being a trans business owner in Seattle means I make every effort to build and support a proud and diverse community of staff and guests. This year, Pride is different, so it feels more important than ever to celebrate with our community. To do this, Pride weekend, along with our regular takeout service, will be selling rainbow cakes and colorful cocktails. A portion of the profits will be donated to an organization that means a lot to me, the Trans Justice Fund.
With Elsom Cellars in Soto, Seattle. We are an ally-owned urban winery and tasting room. We are now open Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. and available for online and phone orders. From now through the end of July, we are donating $2 for every bottle of the Adventure Uncorked wine to the GSBA Scholarship Fund. We hope to see you soon, and happy Pride.
My small business is called Conquer Peru. I specialize in providing expert travel advice, custom itineraries, and stress-free travels to Peru. As an ally of LGBTQ, I am offering 10% discounts on all the tours and packages I provide. My team and I would like you to come with us and have a trip of a lifetime experience. Muchas gracias.
At State Roofing, we love roofers, roofing, and helping our customers save money. Right now, you can get zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments on a new roof for 1 full year. Estimates are free. Go online to stateroofing.com to get started today.
My name is Meryl. I've been a professional photographer in Seattle for 25 years, formerly with the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, and now I come to you to do portraits and event photography and a lot of business photography. I specialize in portraiture, people in action, events, and I work for a lot of small businesses showing what you do. Contact me and we'll talk about how I can help you look your best.
Robin and Guy Glazier with Inquisitors from Walla Walla.
We are proud LGBTQ allies and look forward to hosting you in wine country either in summer or fall.
Enjoy a safe, private, and memorable experience for yourself or with your friends.
Whenever you're ready, we're ready. We look forward to your visit.
Promotional branding with offices in Spokane and Medina. We offer promotional items and gifts from over 1 million suppliers in addition to our branding, video, and online exposure services. We're an LGBTQB certified business as well as proud members of the GSBA, INBA, and NGLCC.
Kruger from Success Beyond Luck, and I'm a certified gay business coach and consultant located in Burien, Washington. Hey, check out my website. I've got lots of free resources to help you pivot, better manage your cash flows, and just in general, realize success on your terms. Yay, Pride.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barnett. I own a company called Gentle Frog in Bellevue, Washington. It's an accounting firm that teaches people how to use QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. I'm a member of both the GSBA and the LGBT community. During the month of June, I'll be offering fellow members training appointments for a flat fee of $25 per appointment. Happy Pride!
My name is Nat Stratton-Clark, and I'm the owner of Cafe Flora, Florette at SeaTac, and our up-and-coming Flora Bakehouse. Being a trans business owner in Seattle means I make every effort to build and support a proud and diverse community of staff and guests. This year, Pride is different, so it feels more important than ever to celebrate with our community. To do this, Pride weekend, along with our regular takeout service, will be selling rainbow cakes and colorful cocktails. A portion of the profits will be donated to an organization that means a lot to me, the Trans Justice Fund.
With Elsom Cellars in Soto, Seattle. We are an ally-owned urban winery and tasting room. We are now open Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. and available for online and phone orders. From now through the end of July, we are donating $2 for every bottle of the Adventure Uncorked wine to the GSBA Scholarship Fund. We hope to see you soon, and happy Pride.
small business is called Conquer Peru. I specialize in providing expert travel advice, custom itineraries, and stress-free travels to Peru. As an ally of LGBTQ, I am offering 10% discounts on all the tours and packages I provide. My team and I would like you to come with us and have a trip of a lifetime experience. Muchas gracias.
At State Roofing, we love roofers, roofing, and helping our customers save money. Right now, you can get zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments on a new roof for 1 full year. Estimates are free. Go online to stateroofing.com to get started today.
Hi, my name is Meryl. I've been a professional photographer in Seattle for 25 years, formerly with the Seattle Post-Intelligencer. And now I come to you to do portraits and event photography and a lot of business photography. I specialize in portraiture, people in action, events, and I work for a lot of small businesses showing what you do. Contact me and we'll
Welcome to GSBA's Pride with the Guide event. My name is Joey Chapman. I am GSBA's Membership Development Manager and host of our weekly live webinar, Rapid Response, which you can tune into on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. With having to shelter in place due to the global pandemic we are all experiencing, and in light of the demonstrations and protests happening around the world surrounding the death of George Floyd, Pride looks very different to all of us. We've had to come up with creative alternatives to how we work, the way we do business, and also the way we connect and keep in touch with each other, our colleagues, customers, members, and even our own families. We have brought together several community leaders that are here to share with you their thoughts about Pride, what it means to them, and the organizations they work with. Before jumping into those, we have GSBA's President and CEO with us, who would like to share with you a few words.
Welcome to Pride with the Guide. This year, Pride is certainly very different. There's always a little struggle with Pride. Is it about celebration? Is it about activism? I've always felt it's both. It is a time to look back at our history and reflect. We have to remember the LGBTQ community, our big civil rights movement, did start with going into the streets with rioting at the Stonewall Inn in New York 51 years ago. We are grateful to those, especially our trans community of color and our women of color, that came into the streets to start the struggle more visibly for LGBTQ rights. So here we are 51 years later. We're all dealing with the horrendous violence that has occurred against our Black and Brown community, most recently the murder of George Floyd. As we come together and try to figure out the ways that we can address systemic racism, we all recognize we have to deal with this at the root. It isn't just the police department, the Justice Department, the Education Department, and healthcare. Every one of our systems is rooted in a way that part of our human race is just simply not included. So today, as we approach Pride, I hope we will all look at what we need to do to work on ourselves, our organizations, our families. How can we be good allies and work with Black and Brown-led organizations to address the huge systemic problems that exist everywhere in our country? One way that we address it in GSBA, besides working with organizations from Brown and Black-led communities, is that we support local business. And that's what GSBA is about. So this guide that you will be receiving, this is the guide for the first time. It is digital. You can open it up and you can support locally owned small businesses. Truthfully, when you start making investment in your own community, especially diverse-owned small businesses, you do change the economy and you do change the reality of people's lives. So today, let's commit to working on racism, to addressing institutional racism, and to supporting locally owned businesses, and to spread economic wealth among every community. We all need to participate in the opportunities and access our cities, our states, and our country offer. Right now, only some benefit. Let's work this year to ensure that everyone can benefit from all opportunities and are treated respectfully and can be their full selves every day, wherever they are. Thank you. Together, I hope we will have a better and happy Pride.
Thank you, Louise. As I said earlier, Pride looks very different this year for most of us, but we are a resilient community. Next up, we have Mark Rosine, GSBA Deputy Director, who will be speaking with some of our community leaders as they share with us their stories about Pride.
I had the honor of meeting with 4 amazing community leaders: Dr. Digna Saad, Executive Director of Entré Hermanos; Manny Santiago, Commission Director of the Washington State LGBTQ Commission; Stephen Sawyer, Executive Director of POCAAN and also a member of the Washington State LGBTQ Commission; and Tobi Hill-Meyer, Co-Executive Director of Gender Justice League, and also a member of the Washington State LGBTQ Commission. I asked each of them, what does Pride mean to them and their organization? Let's hear what they had to say.
So, well, I'm so glad that you could be here with us today. What does Pride mean to you this year?
We all know we are living unprecedented times, at least in our generation. However, the first quote that comes to my mind when I think about that intersection between Pride and our current context are the words of Martin Luther King when he said that injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Now, that phrase speaks about the interconnection of the world, how we shouldn't be indifferent to each other. It was us against COVID-19. And by us, I meant all of us, straight, white. And as we experienced COVID-19, I was really hopeful that we were going to emerge with a different level of consciousness, that the fact that Black, Brown, same struggle, same fight. And I was really hopeful to new beginnings, to seeing if we were going to interrupt some of those patterns that continue to concentrate on the things that we have that makes us different. So as I am in this process, George Floyd happens, and his senseless death, and continue to remind all of us that that search for equity and for justice continues to escape. But at the same time, when I realized that the world, in this country, people were standing up and going out to the streets to allow the world to hear that they stand with George Floyd, that we are all George Floyd, that yes, George Floyd died gasping for air, but that they were going to use that so now his people could breathe better, that he can become, again, another symbol of what it means how we need to tie the movement. And for me right now, pride is actually amplified. Why is it amplified? Because pride has always been and would always be about community. Pride is the stance of determination against discrimination and violence toward a particular group, the LGBTQ folks. But pride is about all of us. We are all pride. We are all George Floyd because we're all interconnected, because we're all part of a community. So pride right now for me is about, it's the opposite of blame, the opposite of social stigma, the opposite of being treated as less than. Pride is about self-determination, dignity. Pride is about all of us coming together as one community, demanding to make sure that every single segment of their individuals are treated with decency, with respect, and are able to become meaningful participants in our economy and in our worlds.
So are there any concrete steps that you think you would recommend that our LGBTQ community takes this year to observe Pride, to make what you're talking about really real with actions?
I think this year should be a lot about reflection, because we are going to celebrate, but it's going to be in a different scale. And if we go in deeper into ourselves, I think it will be interesting for us to identify ways in which we can connect our movement and our pain with the majority.
Dr. Saad, it has been such a pleasure to hear from you today. Your words are powerful, they inform our community, they give me hope, and I think the rest of us hope for what can become when we all put our hearts and minds together. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for the opportunity to be here, and also thank you for the warm welcome. I already feel so connected with other sister organizations that are doing similar work.
I'm here with Manny Santiago, Washington State's LGBTQ Commission Executive Director. Manny, what do you think Pride means to you now?
It means a lot of things, but certainly with the challenge of COVID-19, it means finding alternative ways to connect with the community, alternative ways to celebrate, and with the movements for bold action on racial equality and anti-racism work and that sort of things. I think that it also means collaboration, cooperation, support, and solidarity among the communities that have been marginalized historically. I think that it's important to recognize that our communities fight together to be freed together and to gain access to equality and access to the things that empower us as a community together. So it means all of that at once. And it also means celebrating the achievements that we have gained so far, and a reminder of how far we have yet to go. I think that the LGBTQ community in particular has to have several important conversations. Conversations about the history of the movement. We certainly know, Stonewall and the rebellion, but what happened before that, the history of our people. Second, I think that we need to engage in serious conversations about racial inequalities. As a Latino man, I'm quite aware of those conversations, and it's something difficult. It's something that we have to take at different levels. I've been tokenized many times, being what I call a unicorn, Latino, Protestant, from a religious background, of Arab descent, and gay. So I think that it's important to engage in those conversations. I've been wanting to have those conversations. I think that we need to address anti-Blackness within the LGBTQ community. I think that we need to address issues of anti-trans language and attitudes. I think that the moment is now to engage in those conversations seriously and with the intention of building bridges and building support for each other, and to move forward as a community that recognizes individuality and harness all that individuality to fight together. We are a resilient community. We know what it means to be oppressed. We know what it means to fight for our rights and, and keep pushing. I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. The commission wouldn't exist if it weren't for grassroots organizations, for leaders in our community pushing, in this case, the government to attend our needs. So let's keep doing that, and let's keep engaging in conversation, and let's keep remembering that we are a resilient community, and we can overcome all these challenges because we have been there before.
For me, Pride has always been about celebrating our accomplishments and our achievements, and creating a space where we can unapologetically be ourselves, and a way of uniting us and equipping us and the community, right, to fight the isms and the phobias that we see in the world, whether it's sexism, racism, ageism, homophobia, transphobia, or just anti-Blackness. That's kind of what it's meant to me. And I say racism and anti-Blackness because they're not necessarily the same thing. I think oftentimes when we think about racism, we think about systematic racism and this big thing, right, that's been kind of woven into our country and in our community, that's in our policies, it's in our governmental systems. But when we think about anti-Blackness, we don't often think about the fact of the erasure of Blackness and what that means, not seeing color oftentimes. And I don't think it's as distinct or as pointed as racism is, but that notion of not seeing color oftentimes has the same effect as racism. And so when I think about those things, that's what I think about, and as a Black man and a same gender loving man or queer, I also think about, for me, Black pride and how I as a Black person show up in pride spaces, whether they are ones that have been created specific for me or not. Particularly when I think about Black pride, I think about the transformative protest against anti-Blackness, and celebrating our culture and our uniqueness and our diversity in ways that have been, distinctly designed for us, and in ways that give us voice, but also gives us a place to be ourselves and to show up in real ways. So, well, this year what we're doing, as we think about this moment in time, and as we think about the brutal murders of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, we recognize that pride can't be the same, right? And so we have distinctly designed a Black Pride experience. It'll be virtual this year. That'll be an event / a march. And we're really trying to create an event where we not only can celebrate our cultural and our connection to Blackness and to queerness, but that we also can be a bit of a disruption, right? I think that's where we are now. We're trying to disrupt systems that have for so long oppressed Black and brown folk and LGBT folk. And so we want to be a part of that resistance. And so we're folding that into all of our programming as we try to do something virtually this year in August or September. One of the things that I definitely think is important to remember as we think about Pride and as we think about the movement that's happening now is remembering that Pride was born out of an uprising, a protest and a riot. That Pride, too, is about fighting systematic police brutality. And it started that way, right? It was started by this fierce Black trans woman, Marsha P. Johnson, who against all odds, right, stood up. And from many people's viewpoints, she was the one that was accredited with throwing the first brick of rebellion, right, that kind of launched the movement. And I think if we think about pride as we move into this season, holding true to those principles, that it's an uprising, that it is a riot, join those movements and those places that are doing that. And remember that those principles and precepts aren't just ours as LGBT folk, but that, Black and brown communities in the civil rights movement, they marched in the 1950s and 60s, and that we gained some really knowledgeable, transformative ways of doing business and making things equitable for people by pooling our resources, coming together and uniting ourselves for community, and then to begin to tackle civil rights laws and legislation that makes America more equitable for all of us.
What do you think pride means for you and for your organization, Gender Justice League, and especially for our trans community this year?
When I think about what pride means and what pride means to Gender Justice League and what pride means at Trans Pride, we've always been really clear about the origins of pride, and that pride itself is a celebration of resistance to police violence. And so in the context of everything happening right now, that has to be central. That it is no longer appropriate, if it ever was, to have a big party where you pretend people aren't suffering or ignore the pain that we're in. And that what we really need is a time where we can come together and celebrate the resistance that we've had, recognize that it can be a little bit difficult to be in a celebratory mood right now, and really kind of remember that when we do come together, we can make an incredible impact, that trans people and action can have huge, wide-ranging impacts, and that's what celebrating pride means to me.
And we really wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for some of those pioneers that remained hidden for so long, like Marsha P. Johnson. So we rest on the shoulders of giants in so many ways. So what is going on with Trans Pride this year? How can people get involved? What is your call to action? What should we do to support our trans community?
Well, earlier this year, when we were realizing it just would not be possible to have an in-person Pride event, we thought a lot about what are the most important parts about our Trans Pride Seattle event, and kind of broke it down to, we have our stage event. That's the easiest thing to translate to an online platform. But also what's really important is we have a march, and we've always been really clear that it's a decision not to have a parade, but a march to take action, and that there's this strong feeling of collective action, of being a part of a larger whole to push for change and making the world better. And that is something that is a lot harder to translate to an online action. But we're definitely working on pieces of that, and we're going to incorporate some kind of collective action into what we're doing. And week by week, it's hard to predict what is going to be the most important. If I try and write out a speech and a call to action June 1st, is that going to be helpful on June 10th? And if I write it on June 10th, is that helpful on June 20th? So we've been revising, but definitely we want to have a call to action where we are holding our leadership accountable. And then finally, the other thing that is really important around our Trans Pride event is that we have essentially a resource fair. We're trying to put together some kind of an online tabling fair, and also a series of workshops where we can have different organizations and community members share their skills and expertise, where we have 35, almost 40 workshops coming together that people will be able to go to over Pride weekend.
We're excited to see what you're doing this year. We appreciate all the focus you bring to the community, the voice that you bring in Olympia and across the state. And we just feel so honored that you were here with us today. So thank you, Tobi. Thank you for all of your work, for what you do, and for bringing us some really great words of wisdom for Pride this year.
Thanks. It's been great talking with you.
Thank you.
We hope that these messages of pride will inspire you to get more involved with some of the amazing initiatives these organizations are involved in. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Are you ready to see your new 2020-2021 GSBA Guide? I know I am. Can I get a drum roll, please?
For 39 years, GSBA has been publishing a guide and directory. Immediately identifiable for its iconic shape, the guide has been the go-to resource when looking for businesses that are part of and who support our community. The covers may have changed, but the resources and information you need to make connections, to find goods and services, and to help keep our business and nonprofit community strong have always been there. To help keep up with the needs of our community and to continue to be relevant, GSBA is taking a historic step of publishing our first all-digital GSBA Guide and Directory. Whether it's member benefits and programs, highlights from the past year, messages of support from elected officials, or sponsor and member listings, the 2020-2021 Guide contains all of this and much more, including direct links to business websites and social media accounts, plus a click-to-dial capability to make reaching our members easier than ever. Not only that, our new quarterly updates will ensure you have the most up-to-date information about our members. Let's see how it works. Let's say you're looking for a professional photographer. Simply flip the pages on your computer, tablet, or smartphone to Photographers, and pick from any of the listings and click on the business name to find out more. Let's meet Meryl.
Hi, my name is Meryl. I've been a professional photographer in Seattle for 25 years, formerly with the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, and now I come to you to do portraits and event photography and a lot of business photography. I specialize in portraiture, people in action, events, and I work for a lot of small businesses showing what you do. Contact me and we'll talk about how I can help you look your best.
In this new world of virtual events and webinars, it is important to stand out above the competition. The 2020-2021 Guide has resources to help your business create a professional virtual event that is sure to impress. Here's a member located in Capitol Hill. Let's find out more about their services.
Hi, my name is Leslie Rugaber, and I'm CEO of WorkTank. We're located in Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington, and our company's purpose is to help clients bring their messages and their virtual events into the online world. So folks who've got live events or auctions or meetings who traditionally do those in person and no longer can, they come to us to help them make that transition. So we will produce the meeting, make it stream, and make it secure and safe online. So if you've got an event that you need help with or you just want to talk through the details, please feel free to reach out to WorkTank.
The 2020-2021 Digital GSBA Guide can also help you find health and wellness providers that are familiar with the needs of our community. Let's meet one of our naturopathic physicians, Dr. Ewell Boyce.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ewell Boyce, naturopathic physician and owner of Boyce Natural Health LLC. I practice holistic primary care via telemedicine. In a nutshell, it's real-time, live video healthcare wherever you are, via your smartphone, computer, or tablet. With my HIPAA-compliant live virtual video office, I'm able to diagnose, treat, and manage many primary care conditions by bringing fast and efficient healthcare directly to you in your schedule, eliminating transportation times and crowded waiting rooms. Areas of focus my practice are men's health, cardiovascular health, diabetes, weight loss, lifestyle modification, HIV/AIDS, and immune wellness. As an open and proud gay physician, I'm committed to meeting the special healthcare needs of our LGBT community with respect and compassion. I also speak Spanish, entonces sean bienvenidos los pacientes que hablan español y también los pacientes que desean un médico que escuche. Muchas gracias and happy Pride, everyone.
These are just 3 of our member listings out of more than 1,400 members. With the live links, businesses can add their own dynamic content to their web pages. All of these features mean that the 2020-2021 GSBA Digital Guide makes shopping the guide and finding the goods and services you need and want easier than ever before. This new digital guide helps us reach a wider audience, promoting our LGBTQ and allied businesses and our mission to support equality for all. Use it, share it with your friends, and enjoy the forward vision of the all-new GSBA Guide.
We are very excited about the new digital guide and hope you will utilize this resource to continue supporting your local community. If you missed it, you can find the new guide today by visiting thegsba.org. So share on your social media and bookmark the page. I want to thank our 2020-2021 GSBA Guide sponsor, BECU. A lot of the work that we do is possible thanks to the generosity of companies like BECU. Before we finish our program, I have someone very special to GSBA joining us. Many of you may know him already, as he has been championing what visibility and recognition of LGBTQ employees in the workplace looks like, and he has been attending GSBA events for many years. Please welcome BECU's Vice President of Brand Strategy and 2019 GSBA Corporate Leader of the Year, Stephen Black.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stephen Black. I'm the Vice President of Brand Strategy at BECU, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you today, although, here is under different circumstances and unique. But hey, we're LGBTQ people, and we just go with it. So my theme to talk here briefly is about stories. I have a story, you have a story, we all have amazing stories to share, and I think about the GSBA and the stories that it contributes to every day in our community, but it also figures pretty prominently in my life. I moved to Seattle in 1993 on Capitol Hill, and at the Broadway Market I found my first GSBA guidebook. And through that, it connected me to businesses and other organizations in the community that became part of my lifeline. And many of them I still use today, my dentist in particular. Since 1993, starting here, I've had many jobs. And in 2006, I joined the staff at BECU in my current role. And my responsibility was to lead the introduction of our brand into the marketplace, to let people know that BECU was a credit union now available to them. And since that time, we've grown to be the largest and leading credit union in this market. And our purpose really is to improve the financial well-being of our members and their communities. And our members have such rich stories to share as well. I've been very fortunate in my role to be able to bring BECU into the family of the LGBTQ community. We were among the very first organizations of our size to march in the Pride Parade and support community organizations. And, I like to say, and it's true, we did that before it was the popular thing to do. And we received some backlash for it, but we received so much praise. And now, we show up in prides all over the state. We're in Tukwila, we're in Burien, we're in Tacoma, and soon in so many other places. So it's a privilege to do what I do. And I think about my journey, and it's been a long journey, and at times it's really been a struggle. I've been scared, I've been lonely, I've been challenged. But in finding our community here, that's led me to be a very fulfilled, engaged, and, really connected person. And I think about pride, and pride is really what connects us, right? It's connection to the fact that I know we all are better and stronger together. And that's a cliche maybe that we hear during these times, but it's very true. And while my story is unique to me, you have a story, and we all have a story. And pride is about bringing our stories together and celebrating what makes us unique and what makes us a community. I think about pride in 2012. It was a big year. We were fighting here for our right to marriage equality, and it was important. And so many people showed up, and the feeling that day was electric. And the fact that as we marched toward November, and that actually became the law in our state, and our citizens stood with us to do that, that's amazing. And the next year, I was able to marry my partner. We've been together 20 years. He knows my stories pretty well. But here we are now. It's Pride 2020. And we're not able to celebrate in the streets, but we are able to hold on to what is so precious to us and understand, again, the strength in our community. And we also have a duty this year to really stand up with our Black brothers and sisters and join in their fight for unity and for racial equality in this nation. Pride started as a riot, and there are riots and needs to demonstrate and raise our voices today. I'm not advocating, of course, for, mayhem, but you have to step up to be heard, and it's really important. And, I think about, again, community, and that brings me back to the GSBA. They're an organization that works for me, they work for you, and they've changed the lives of so many young people in our community, and they continue to do that every day. And I can't say enough about the people that work there, whether it be Louise, who is just, an amazing force to be reckoned with, and we're so lucky that she lives here, and Mark, and Amy, and all the other individuals that make up that organization. And, they're really one of a kind. There's nothing like the GSBA in the nation and probably in the world. And so that's, again, why I say I'm so proud for BECU to be able to share this guide, this first ever digital guide with you, because you have to be connected to these individuals who can help forward your story and continue this quest that we have towards pride, towards racial equality, and towards a connection. And so, I just want to finish that up, as I've said before, starting today, what pride means to me. And, pride really is my story. It's your story, and it's our story. So let's do what we can to pass it on, okay?
Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you utilize the new GSBA digital guide. And from all of us at GSBA, happy Pride.